Hello everybody, and welcome to the Fridge Gaming News. I'm your host, Mr. 6507, and this has been a fiscal week in gaming. Sony is hurting, but they have good marketing at least. They have been losing with the Vita right now, and have plans to sell off their Sony of America building in New York City for $1.1 billion. In addition to this, they've also been offering bonuses for buying their PS3 and Vita games. First off is cross-buy. Now this was introduced back in August, but if you buy a game that's on both PS3 and Vita, it allows you to only have to buy one of the games for one of the consoles, and then you'll automatically have it on the other console. In addition to this, PlayStation Mobile has also been offering free games. Now for the Vita, PlayStation has introduced a rewards program for getting your friends to join up and buy one. For every friend that you get to buy a Vita and they sign up and say you suggest it for them, you get 20 bucks in PlayStation Network store points. You also get $10 worth of Sony rewards points for use in whatever else you can figure out to use them with. Now the question is it really worth 20 bucks to get your friends to buy a $250 system? Regardless, the sale is going on till February 28th, so if you're interested, check it out. It's not like it's going anywhere really fast. Sony also has just introduced a web-based PlayStation Network store. Actually, it looks just like Steam, and I'll put this over top the screen right now just to show you how similar they are. It's definitely organized more than the one on the PlayStation 3, and it's easier to get around those kind of things with a mouse anyway, and it allows you to see your sales in case you haven't noticed them on the front page a lot easier. With this, PlayStation Network now has support for PayPal through that browser site. Sadly, Logitech is exiting the console peripheral business this year. They had a 14% loss last year and are just cutting their losses. Other things being cut include remote controls, security systems, and iPod docks. Who's gonna keep me from buying this? Who? Now, in spite of all these changes, Nintendo's been unveiling things for its Wii U. They just unveiled the Virtual Console on it, and right now it only includes Super Nintendo and regular NES games. Wait, where the heck is my NES? For prices, it's $4.99 to $5.99 for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and it's $7.99 to $8.99 for the Super Nintendo. If you already own the game on Wii, it's $1 to convert it over on NES, and it's $1.50 to convert it over to Wii U format for the Super Nintendo. Now the main difference between the Wii Virtual Console and the Wii U Virtual Console is that the Wii U Virtual Console has save states and the ability to play it on your controller. Right now there's a deal going on where you can play a specific game for 30 days for 30 cents, and Nintendo says expect the Game Boy Advance sometime in the future. Also on the Wii U, Winwaker from the GameCube is getting an HD remake. It will have better graphics, better lighting, it's going to have support for Miiverse, and you'll be able to play it just on your controller. The point of this HD remake is to stem the tide while the new Legend of Zelda game comes out later next year. The new Zelda is supposed to include non-linear dungeons and multiplayer. Back to some sad news. Atari failed for bankruptcy earlier this week. Now the point of this is because Atari's parent company, Atari SA, a French company, has been having fiscal problems. Atari of America is essentially just trying to break away and become what they always wanted to be, a developer slash publisher. However, all Atari IP will be for sale, including Asteroids and Centipede, Pong. So bust out your wallets and attempt to buy the Atari logo, because that's for sale too. Crazy Atari sales, everything must go! Meanwhile, the other failed hardware developer, Sega, has just acquired Relic. The purpose behind hiring Relic is to add to their ability to develop for the online PC game industry. Relic Studios is most famous for Homeworld and their Warhammer 40k games. Most recently, they released Warhammer 40k Space Marines, and it was a decent game. However, the game had a very short life due to linear gameplay and repetitive gameplay on top of that. Now some changes for the better. Ouya's controllers have gotten some pretty drastic changes recently. With the release of the development kit and the beta controllers, the Ouya creators have noticed that the devs have been giving them feedback on the controllers about several things. Therefore, the controller must be changed. The D-pad has been changed from being a disc to a cross style. Therefore, it has more precision. The thumbsticks now have rubberized tops, similar to that of PlayStation's DualShock controllers, increasing the ability to keep your thumbs on those sticks. The Ouya creators knew that there was something wrong with the triggers and that they were going to fix them, but with the feedback, that has now been made possible. The triggers will now be closer to the middle of the controller, more flush, and have a lot better control. Also, the touch compatibility of the controller will be increased a lot. In the meantime, the Ouya creators have said just turn up your sensitivity and that shall fix most of it. Finally, the battery bays have been made more snug, and the covers have been made out of better plastic so they don't break. Apparently that was a problem. Finally, for the right in the feels moment this week, there was a man on Reddit who was talking about his son and how he loves Halo, and right now he's in the hospital for a liver transplant. So he just wanted to keep that in people's thoughts. Bungie picked that up and decided to pay the kid a visit. They brought him a Carter helmet and made him a custom card. Awesome! If you want to check out a lot of the pictures, they're in the description. But that's it for this episode of the Fridge Game News, guys. Remember, stay cool with the fridge.